recently injured. Can you kind of give us like a little background on that? What's going on with you?
Yeah, so I like hit the concussion limit max. I don't know. You're only allowed 3 concussions in a year, and then you're done playing competitive sports. And so like I guess my entire career I've pretty much been injured the whole entire time. But just recently I've had some issues with concussions. And a year ago, so last November, like I was feeling strong, just coming off of a broken nose, actually. But I was better. I was back to playing. Everything was good. I was, looking forward to getting some time. And I got elbowed in the face area in practice, and like it took me out for a couple of drills. I wasn't feeling well. I took a charge, and then after that hit my head again. And so like for that week I was nauseous. I felt sick. Like I didn't feel right, but I didn't know like what it was. I didn't say anything to the trainer because you know how it goes. Like, you gotta be tough, or you gotta try to like suck it up. And especially me being an undersized post, like I can't be weak. So then I got another elbow about a week and a half after that, and this one like it threw me. I did not know my up from down. I was a mess. And so that was like my second. The doctor said it was my second concussion, but my first diagnosed one. So that was last November, and then that I was out for 2.5 months. Like I had migraines. I was sick. I was dizzy all the time. It was horrible. So then I finally got back from that after about 2.5, 3 months. And I was getting stronger, I was gaining my weight back, feeling good, and then I went into this season, and in September, we were playing pickup, and I set a screen on one of my teammates, and she ran into the screen and just barely clipped my chin, and I felt my head crunch, but I didn't think anything of it again. Like, you gotta be tough. So kept played a little bit more basketball after that, and then practiced the next day. And I got a migraine, like really bad, and I didn't know what happened. My trainer was like, "Okay, did you hit your head? What?" And I said, "No, because at practice I didn't hit my head." So she gave me medicine, and I finished practice, which is so scary. So I definitely God was looking out for me there. And then Monday I woke up, still felt kind of off. I thought maybe I was sick, like I was really sick, but I didn't know what it was. And then tried to practice again, and I got another migraine. Somehow I ended up in the training room. I don't really remember what went through my head through that time. And then our trainer Steph was like, "Okay, we need to take a closer look at this," and it was another concussion. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with now. And I guess the doctor is just like, you can't risk it. So that's kind of where I'm at now.
What went through your head? Like when the doctor said that you couldn't play anymore?
Okay, so I feel like so I saw the doctor the day that I got just kidding. The day that we realized that I had the concussion, and I saw the doctor, and he had told the trainer, I guess that day, that this is bad, it's not going to get any better, and she needs to be done playing. But he didn't want to tell me right away because, if you were to just hear that out of the blue, he was afraid that it would just really rock me. So I think he kind of gave me that time to, sort it out. I don't know, Dr. Jacobs and I are pretty tight. We're buds. I see him all the time now. So I think he kind of knew that it was kind of going to be something that I had to come to spiritually and just kind of come to grips with, okay, God, what do you want in my life? And so I was really grateful for him giving me that opportunity, because for about a month, my freshman year, I broke my ankle, so I had surgery, and there, where I was spiritually, I was like, why me? I just got here. Why did this have to happen to me? And so, but through that and through my years here, I felt like each injury had kind of taught me more and more, and I went from saying, okay, why me, and why is this happening to me, to okay, God, what do you want to tell me in this, and what am I trying to learn, or what's the bigger picture here? So so when I had found out that it was a concussion, I took a lot of time to just pray and lean on God and use that as an opportunity to just see what he was trying to teach me or what he wanted. And it was easier for me now. This process is definitely hard to try to take a step back and say, you know, what, not my will, but, you know, God's. And so I had kind of come to the point where the day that I found out that I wasn't able to play anymore, I had it got to the point where I just dropped to my knees and I was like, Lord, I have no clue what you're trying to show me. It had been a month and I didn't know what he wanted from me, what I was supposed to be doing. Was I supposed to be playing? Is this serious? You know, I just was at not rock bottom, but at the point where I just was so confused. I just didn't know what, I felt like I had no discernment. And so, you know, I prayed and I just talked with him and kind of gut level honesty just said, please speak through Dr. Jacobs because, you know, I can't do it on my own. I can't decide. I don't know what you want. And so I walked into the doctor's office, and he looked at me and he was like, how are you feeling? And I think you could tell by my eyes and my answer already, but I was just kind of like, I'm not doing so well. And he said, okay, well, I should have told you this from the get-go, but you're done. And that, instant, I just felt so grateful. I know that sounds weird. I think it was grateful. I don't know exactly what went through my head, but just, so overwhelmed with, I had asked God for an answer. And, directly said, please answer my prayer. And, he gave it to me like that. And, okay, so it wasn't the answer that I wanted, but it was an answer. And I think I was so overwhelmed with that I couldn't even, I wasn't upset. Obviously I was upset, but it didn't hit me right then. I think more than anything, it was just wow, I just heard God speak to me. And really, audibly, heard it. And so, instantly, though, ever since the beginning, I had this peace about it because I had asked, and I had been, I think he kind of showed me in my heart that it's not about me. It's so much, about something so much greater than me. And so he's given me a peace about it that I still have. And granted, there's still, times where I'm okay, this kind of sucks. Or I have, little slips. But I think he's still showing me that, he's giving me a peace. And, he didn't just pull the rug out from underneath me. He's kind of gradually prepared me for it, through the injuries and just the way that he's come through for me in so many other times, and just the things that he's done and the people that he's put in my life has really shown me my identity isn't in basketball. And I couldn't have said that my freshman year because I was basketball. That was what I thought about 24/7. That's what I, devoted my entire life to. I trained for it, the way I ate, the way I slept, everything when I was a basketball player. And I think throughout the years, he's really shown me that, my identity, that's not me. It's easy to be consumed by that, but it's not me. And I'm just so grateful because, he's brought me to that point before this happened that, I realized, okay, my identity is in Christ, and he's the one that gives me value. He's the one that tells me what I'm worth. He's the one that tells me, my security is in him. And so when Dr. Jacobs said you're done, it was it's okay because my life isn't over. It's new doors. Okay, one door closed and new opportunities have opened, but there's something so much greater at play than if my being injured and my not being able to play could have an effect on people, or could be encouragement, or work out for some other reason that that's so much greater than just me being able to play basketball. If that's what he wants, then that's what I want ultimately. So.
That's awesome. How has your kind of role on the team kind of changed since everything?
Yeah, it's definitely changed. So I felt like God really wanted me to be a servant.